This is Brenda Marks with Surface Medical. I'm here this morning with Linda Liebert. Linda is a healthcare surface expert and founder of Healthcare Surface Consulting based in Seattle, Washington. With an extensive background in materials and construction and design for healthcare, Linda is a published author of many articles and was a guest speaker at the APIC Infection Control Conference in 2014. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Brenda.
Linda, as a surface expert, can you tell us how surfaces in general contribute to health-acquired infections?
Well, research shows that surface contamination and the spread of microbes or pathogens, the surfaces play a significant role in how HAIs are spread. Not many people think specifically about surfaces in the environment and the entire environment and how people interact with them, but it is the most critical issue that exists within healthcare that is not being addressed. So when we look at HAIs, we look at disinfection and cleaning and environmental services, but we don't look at the surface materials and products and how they're put together in a room. What happens because of that is microbes are harbored and then picked up and then moved throughout the hospital. And that's via soft surfaces, hard surfaces, all of them combined cause HAIs to be present or remain in an environment that then can be picked up and moved throughout a hospital.
So Linda, you mentioned the term soft surface and hard surface. There seems to be some confusion on the terms, and how would you define the surface of a mattress on a patient bed?
I would consider that a soft surface. The difference between soft and hard, and actually there's a little bit more to that. Soft surfaces are typically porous, and they will eventually break down and allow moisture or bacteria to go through the surface. A hard surface is a solid piece of material that does not allow for porosity. A lot of people do look at the two of them very, very different, and I think there's gray in between the definitions of all of them. But personally, I look at a soft surface as something that would be absorbent, that is not solid in structure, and so I would consider a mattress a soft surface.
So here's a question for you. If a mattress is a soft surface, but it starts out being impervious to fluids, so it's initially, I would assume, non-porous, but then it becomes porous over time, is that an accurate description?
Yeah, what happens is the mattress material will break down. From cleaning and from use, it's not structurally solid. So from people being in it, from it being cleaned, the covering or the coating or the materials will eventually break down to a point where they get more and more absorbent.
So Linda, what about the different types of materials that are being used for mattresses and mattress covers?
Well, one of the things that's really important to look at when you're looking at mattresses and mattress covers is the assembly of what exists when we're looking at a mattress. So we're not just looking at a cover, we're looking at materials within that, be it coils, be it air. There's an assembly beneath the cover that contributes to absorption or the spread of HAIs. So in other words, if for instance that soft surface on top is punctured or there's damage done to it in any way, microbes can become embedded in that. If they cannot be cleaned, the colonies in the biofilm have the potential to form within that mattress structure. And so I don't look at just the cover, I look at an assembly. Now to go a little bit further, I don't stop at the mattress, I also look at the entire bed and how all of the different surfaces can contribute to the spread of HAIs together. So you're cleaning a mattress, but if the mattress gets cleaned and the rest of the bed doesn't get cleaned, you're still susceptible to infections or microbes moving within that assembly. I look beyond just a surface material or product, because if we don't, we'll never understand how these infections are remaining in the rooms after they're cleaned or how they're spreading.
So, Linda, on that note, is there a major difference between the type of damage, whether it's to the top cover or if it's a puncture versus a tear versus worn out area or, damage to the corner or the bottom? Are there significant differences that we should be aware of depending on the type of damage?
I think that there really is no difference. When you think about microbes and how tiny they are and not visible to the eye, any kind of damage that eventually happens to a mattress, whether it happens from scrubbing it or from a puncture or whatever, you have now opened an area where potentially microbes could go in and create biofilm. Colonies will form, and then there's no way to really understand and know where the critical issue is, because now it's spread within the whole mattress structure. Does that answer your question?
It does. It's a little scary, actually, but yeah. I guess with that in mind, have you noticed how are hospitals cleaning their beds and stretchers, and are there any particular issues that we should be aware of?
Hospitals do their best. We've got a couple of issues that exist. One is a lot of times environmental services does not have the time to be able to effectively clean and disinfect structures or beds depending upon where it's located, which is unfortunate. It's not necessarily their problem, it's the time constraints that they're put on. The other issue is depending upon the area. So let's say an emergency department. A lot of times there is the requirement to turn a patient room over quickly due to regulations and laws that are saying, there's a time limit between the time the patient comes through the door and the patient is released or admitted. Which means that, and usually in that area, the nursing staff, who has the primary responsibility of patient care, is responsible for cleaning that stretcher or that bed that patient came in on. What happens a lot of times is they will do that quickly and not be able to effectively clean the entire assembly, which would be the mattress, the railings on the bed, and then the under part of the bed. And so what we have is a time limit and the ability to effectively clean and disinfect a mattress and the structural part that the mattress sits on. And so we're left with the potential for the spread of pathogens from the previous patient. If that mattress is damaged, that makes it even more difficult. And of course, I think we've all heard the stories that, a patient will come in and sit down on the mattress and we'll see fluid surface after they've cleaned what they thought had effectively cleaned the mattress, or the fluid will actually come up through the mattress. And that's as a result of the damage. When you have environmental services that is actually doing a terminal cleaning on a patient room, time allows them to do a more effective job of cleaning and disinfection. The problem again comes in, though, is that do they get all of the parts and pieces of that entire bed, in addition to the mattress, effectively cleaned? And if the mattress is damaged in any way, we know that that's virtually impossible for them to do. So if there's a puncture or a tear or any of those types of things on the mattress, there is the potential that pathogens have already gone in and under the cover. And we don't know yet how, that can actually spread. We do know, though, from research that microbes rebound after terminal cleaning. Where they're coming from, we're not 100% sure yet. As a result, we don't really know what the reservoirs are, but we do know there's potential with mattresses.
I really wish we had more time to chat, Linda. This is absolutely fascinating. I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. And if our audience has any questions for Linda or myself, please don't hesitate to contact us by email. And we look forward to speaking with you again, Linda.
Thank you very much.